Hi, Saturday, April the 11th, 2015. So, today I'd like to talk about, how, essentially at this point in my life as a 36-year-old woman, pretty much starting all over. And when I say starting all over, before I had my daughter, like physically, I had finally gotten to like a very desirable point that I wanted to be. I was working out regularly, doing spin classes 3 days a week, doing bar classes like 4 days a week, actively in the gym, doing sporadic weight training. I had grew my hair to the middle of my back. I was eating very healthy, balanced meals. It's like, I was kind of like, how you have this like ideal image of yourself, this ideal physical image of yourself. I had finally, what I felt, reached that point. I mean, I still had a lot of work to do. It's always like a work in progress, but it was pretty satisfying to me. 5 foot 9.5, 157. I was pretty satisfied with that. I just wanted to maintain a level of toned toning, or a toned body, and I was well on my way to that. Well, maybe that's why I winded up pregnant, but in any sense, at my delivery, I was, I winded up being, I think, 202 pounds the day of my delivery. Like, I blew up like, ooh, you wouldn't believe. But I was so conscious during my pregnancy as far as like weight gain and being active. I mean, I was active up until I was about 7.5 months. I was bike riding, I was walking 3 miles a day because I was like, you know what? I didn't come this far to just have it all go out the window because, I was going to be 35 by the time I delivered her, you know, and my body type, it could have gotten bad, like, immediately without any either preventative measures, which is what I was trying to implement, working out constantly, and not really going ham with the food intake, and then maintenance after having her, you know. So if I showed you a picture of how I looked on, like my mom took a picture of me like literally in the middle of labor. I want to say I must have had an epidural because I was smiling, but whatever. But I'll tell you one thing. I had my daughter that afternoon. That next day, the obstetrician came in and she was like, did I have any special requests? I requested one of those medical grade binders for my stomach because I read about them online. I wasn't taking any chances. I had lucked out. Well, okay, here's the thing. I oiled my stomach like a fiend with shea butter and avocado oil and glycerin like every night. And at the time of my delivery, I didn't have any stretch marks, but then I was reading online that you couldn't even really hold your breath with that. You would have to see once your stomach went down if there were any stretch marks there, because you could see after your stomach went down. So I requested the medical grade waist binder. I would have my husband wrap me up in it like a mummy every day. He's a pretty strong guy. And sure enough, wearing that and breastfeeding within like almost immediately, definitely within like 4 to 6 weeks, my stomach was back flat and I was very pleased. Um, Breastfeeding my baby literally kind of sucked the pounds off. You know, like I said, I was 202 when I delivered her, and within 6 weeks, I was at 175. Remember, pre-pregnancy, I was like 157. So I wound up plateauing at like 175. I never saw it go down after like that 175. At 6 months, my milk winded up drying up. After that happened, was like when it became a struggle. That scale did not move for an entire year, believe it or not. I finally lost 10 pounds about 3, 4 weeks ago. I cut out all the carbs, started running the stadium steps, kind of upping the ante. And that's when I finally, saw a weight decrease. So we'll stop here and then we'll continue with part 2.